What is up, drivers and subscribers? Welcome back to another video. Today we are focusing on everybody's favorite apartments. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of apartments in the area, and I wanted to show you a bunch of different tips and tricks you guys should use when you're delivering to apartments. So let's get to our first set of apartments, because I'm going to show you a crucial tip you need to know just when entering the gates to these places. Also, really quick before we get there, can I give you guys a huge shout out? You guys have been subscribing to the channel, leaving a bunch of comments, keeping me hecka busy, answering comments for at least an hour at a time when I do it. And I just want to say you guys are freaking amazing, so thank you. Remember, if you're new here, hit that thumbs up, because you're about to learn some different tips and tricks that a lot of us drivers do out here on the daily. Alrighty, so the first set of apartments we're going to right now. One thing I want to talk about is gate codes. You see these right here? Those gate codes, let's talk about those for a second. Alright, so let's say you're at a gate and this gate is closed and you're stuck at the front. You're entering the gate code that a customer left you in the notes. A lot of the times it's in the notes, right? So you're going through the notes and you're putting in this gate code, but it's not working. What Amazon tells you to do right out the gate is to call the customer. And maybe their gate code is old, so they want you to call the customer and see if they'll give you the updated code, right? But if you're calling customers, that takes what? That takes time. And doing this job, time is everything. Any delivery job, as you guys know, time is everything, right? So yes, Amazon tells you to call the customer, get a hold of them so they can help you get into the gates. But a lot of the times the customers aren't home, they're at work. So the first one we're going to is 115 right here. That's this first one. Another thing, always hit doorbells in apartments. So if the customers are not home and nobody's there to answer, you're gonna be stuck at the gate waiting for another car to come in. Hopefully, you know, you'll get in that way. Go through your itinerary, go to the next stop. 9 times out of 10, your next stop is gonna be in the same apartment complex. So all you're gonna do literally is look at their gate code. And that's what I do every single time I'm entering an apartment complex. And if I don't have the right code, I automatically go to the next stop on the list, check out their code, try their code. If theirs don't work, I'll go to the very next code and keep doing that until I get in the place. Worst case scenario, I've never gotten to the last stop on a list and didn't get in, or somebody just drives in and opens it up behind us. But yes, always go through the itinerary, look at your next stop. That'll help you get in. Another thing in apartments I always do, I always hit doorbells. Now you may be asking, why and not on residentials? I have a rule. Again, there is no right or wrong with doorbells, but in apartments I feel like hitting the doorbells, the customers answer faster, get their package, and it prevents a eye-wandering neighbor that may have seen me put that package down, and maybe they got sticky hands and they want to get an idea of going to grab it. If the person's home, they're gonna grab it right away and get their package. So I'm very big on definitely ringing doorbells at apartment complexes. I don't do it in like gated communities. If it's a residential and I hear people inside, or their Amazon or their doorbell goes off, like the chime, the ring doorbell, I don't ring doorbells, they know I'm there. Yeah, I just kind of feel like it's overkill. So we are looking for 307 back here. Another tip I always recommend you do when you start working for Amazon is get in the habit of numbering your boxes. Keep a marker on you, a Sharpie, a fat marker, and all you're doing is writing the driver aid number. This 3 numbers right here, all you're doing is writing these 3 numbers on the boxes. That way when you come back in and you start searching, like right now, I'm looking for 307, right? I wouldn't have to move and look for the tags and try to find everything and fight with these boxes like this. I just gotta look at the numbers. What's this one? That one's 313, 153, 344, 351, 307. You see what I mean? It's just that much easier. So if you ever get a package and you see numbers on there that maybe have been written on there, it was probably your driver from FedEx, UPS, Amazon, one of the follow companies that write it so they know exactly which packages are going where. It's a big time saver for us when we're looking through a bunch of boxes and trying to find one thing. That way we could just find that number, grab that box, and go. A big motto I like using on this channel is we don't like to spend too much time looking. We're just grabbing. We grab and go. As bad as it sounds, we grab and go. All right, so like this one, it's got pings on both sides. It's a multi-stop. It's got one on this side and one on that side. I could park in the middle, or I can just make one loop around and then walk back this way. That's probably what I'm gonna do, or I'm probably gonna hit here and then just walk there. There really is no right or wrong when you have multi-stops. If I wanted to go there first, then come around this way, I could do that too. And the way I always grab my packages, first stop, second stop. Over here. How we doing? Just one for you guys, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Appreciate it. And the next one is 144. It's on the back side. So you really just start game planning where you're going. Again, apartments take time because you gotta find them. You gotta know if you're going to the right one. Is it upstairs? Is it downstairs? We're looking for 144. I'm pretty sure it's over here. Nope. See, I was wrong. It's on this side. Again, I deliver to these apartments all the time. Still get it wrong. It's bound to happen. So the next thing after doorbells I wanted to mention is always park where the last person parked. So the app is going to give you an idea of where you should park. It's going to tell you P. Try to get as close as you can to that area, because what it's going to do is that's going to lead you to the place the last driver parked, or more or less the general area of where the drivers park. So that thing just told me to park right there, but it didn't highlight a building over here. Highlighted a building back there, so I just start walking straight back there. And I just checked out the apartment number is 267. 267 means upstairs. 267. Slap that right there. Get our picture ready. Take a picture. Hit our doorbell. Down the stairs. And we're done with that. Swipe to finish. So the apartments, they take longer. Amazon gives you about 3-4 minutes for an apartment stop, because you're gonna do stairs, you're gonna take more time to find it, versus like a residential or business. Even businesses, they'll give you like 3 minutes, because sometimes you'll have to take an elevator, go up to a different level, all that good stuff. But when it comes to apartments, about 4 minutes, and when it goes to like residentials, they give you like a minute, 2 minutes. But honestly, even then, residentials probably only take you 30 seconds in reality, because you literally step out of the van, walk up to the door, take the picture, hit the doorbell, knock or whatever, and you're out. So it's so fast. Oh, this guy looks like he's leaving. So another thing you always have to consider in an apartment is cars, people's parking, people pulling out, leaving, kids playing, animals playing. You just gotta watch out for type places you might not be able to get out of, right? So if, when you're going in, you got to have a good judgment on if you're going to be able to back it out or be able to make a U-turn and get out of there. All right, and so like right now we're backing out of a tight area. Cars coming down on both sides of these streets. Nobody's actually coming right now. Don't be afraid to hit your horn all the time, even if it is annoying, but at least you're letting people know you're backing up. So then my next parking spot is telling me to park just inside here, because I'm going to be delivering in here. That's exactly what I'm going to do, because as you can tell, that's not very much working space to get out of. Now, can we get out of here? Absolutely. But if I'm getting out of here and I'm just going to get out and reverse and go right there, it's easier just to park here, reverse out, park right there, versus come in, make the U-turn, go all the way around. You find ways to save yourself time. So again, a big one is parking where the app's recommending you park. That way you're as close to the delivery point as possible. Pay attention to your highlighted buildings. And what I mean about paying attention to the pings and highlighted buildings, sometimes it'll tell us our delivery point is here. It'll put a green ping on that corner of the building, and then sometimes it'll have that building highlighted. which makes no sense. But where you're gonna go is right to where the delivery ping is. Don't worry about the highlighted building. Even if it's a highlighted building on the other side of the complex, don't worry about it. Always go to the ping, because what happens is a lot of the time Amazon doesn't update things in the app and fast enough for drivers to actually help them and let them know, oh, this is not over here, it's actually over here, or the ping's not supposed to be in the middle of the road, it's supposed to be on the other side of the building, right? So that kind of stuff helps drivers on knowing where to go. Like right now, this ping is showing me, I'll put it in the video for you guys, it's showing me it's on the other side of the building. So I need this package and 313. And because you come back here and you look back here so much, you're gonna remember where everything's at, more or less, right? I know 313's right here. I didn't even have to look, because just looking for our last box, we saw it. Next one we're going to is 204, and it's telling me 204 is on the back side, but it was closer to park right here than on the other side, it said, so that's why I parked right there. So looks like it's 204. It is. Put it at an angle so they can open their door still. And hit the doorbell. We out. So by the way, I gotta tell you guys, the other day I was delivering into an apartment complex like this, and I got attacked by ducks. I'll insert the video now. So we're out here delivering packages, and this guy's being aggressive. Get over there. Get over there. I don't want your babies. Hey, hey, hey. You gotta be nice, bro. Your babies are beautiful, but I don't want no problems. All right, you win. Sure hood, I'm out. So right now we're getting ready to work out of our next tote, right? So as you can see, these are stacked 3 high. What I do is I stack them 3 high all the way on that side against the wall, all the way back depending on how much I have. Today I think I had 18, which as you can tell, we're already midway through the day. But right now I'm gonna jump into this tote, take all this stuff out, set it on that front seat. That way I'm only working out of the front side of the van, and we're not going back and forth all day. That's a time saver for you as well. So all we're doing is grabbing this, setting big boxes on the bottom, those on the bottom as the base, because I'm all about that bass and no treble.
Stop it. Get some help.
Then you get all your packages with all your labels facing one way, right? That way, once you set them here up in front, you, the driver, you're always able to see the labels. As you can see, labels are facing me out that way with those small boxes, and that's all we're doing every time you empty a tote. Bring everything up to be closer to you. Then you don't have to come back to that van, in the back of the van where it's even hotter. Today it's 90 degrees outside, and I want to stay in front of that AC as much as possible, even though I kind of got it off right now so you guys could hear me, but that's not here nor there. And as you see, I use straps to keep everything up against the wall so nothing falls while I make turns and stuff like that. These available on Amazon for 10 bucks. They come in multiple sizes. It's just to make sure all my stuff stays up, never falls over throughout the day. And again, we don't have a big mess. There's nothing worse than having a big mess you're trying to get throughout the day. Also, since we're on the subject of gate codes, as I told you when I first came in here, if you have a route and you have the same set of apartments, I really do recommend you put some gate codes in a notes section. That way the next time you come back, you have them and you know right exactly what you need to put in. And the more and more you start coming to the same sets of apartments, you're literally gonna start remembering them. Like all of these apartments, I know all the gate codes by heart. Some of them I don't, because I don't do them all the time, but all of these right here, I do all of these all the time. So I know a lot of these gate codes. And when also on the topic of gate codes, a lot of the gates for apartments during like business hours, during the day hours, a lot of them are going to be open. So you might not even have to worry about most gate codes, but there are going to be some where they're going to be closed and you're going to have to put in a passcode. So yes, definitely consider saving them if you need to make sure you save yourself time and don't have to go through your itinerary trying to find these stops the next time around, you know what I mean? Apartments definitely take up time. They're not hard to do. I have a bunch of apartments. They're not hard to do. They just take time. Especially if you have an apartment route with, let's say you have apartments that have a bunch of multi-stops. You're going to one complex and the other, like that kind of stuff. You're gonna go up these stairs, then you walk down, go across the road, then you're gonna go up those stairs. That stuff takes time, right? So again, you're gonna have typically less stops and packages, but you're gonna walk a lot more. On this route right here, I have so many apartments that on the daily, I'll usually hit anywhere from 20,000 steps to 30,000 steps a day. So just think about that for a second. I finished my work week with over 80,000 steps in just 4 days, which is insane. But it's a lot of steps, but again, keeps you in shape. It definitely does. That's one thing for sure. I don't mind sweating, and that's one thing you're gonna do when you're working in apartments is you're gonna sweat. And you do have to tend to think more, because again, with apartments, you can have a lot of different complexes that are having the same address and having different addresses. So not all apartment complexes have the same address. Sometimes it could have 3 different addresses. Sometimes it can have 6 throughout the whole complex. I mean, it just depends on the complex. They're all set up different. So that's another tip right there. Just keep double checking your addresses. So definitely just keep your eyes on a swivel when you're in apartment complexes, as you're gonna deliver to a lot of different apartments. A lot of them are gonna look the same. Because you're gonna do so many, you're gonna forget which ones were which. Believe me, it's gonna happen. Alrighty guys, update time. We are in another set of apartments right now. Yeah, these actually don't have any second story, which is nice. 135. 135 right here on the corner. Just keep your eyes on the swivel. You're always looking for addresses. Get the picture of the address in there, hit the doorbell. So these apartments, not too bad, I will say. Pretty easy. The big thing is with apartments, you just want to make sure you're making it as simple as possible for yourself. Meaning, you're trying to remember some of these gate codes, because this gate code on this side of the complex versus the one on that side of the complex, believe it or not, can be different. This apartment complex we're in right now, all 3 of the gate codes, all 3 of them have codes, right? The first 2 sets of apartments, all those codes run off the same codes. The one that's in the back has a totally different set of codes than the one that's in the front. So again, as soon as you think you have something down, it'll throw you for a curveball. And that's another one. If you catch the gates while they're open like this, you can hit them before they close up and make your way in without having to go all the way to the front entrance or to the entrance that you know the gate code for. Because like I said, they're not always the same, believe it or not, which is kind of mind-boggling. Next one is going to 109. And it told me it's over here on this side. 109, right here. That one said it wanted with the receptionist. But this apartment complex and a lot of other apartment complexes strictly say in the notes, no packages in office. So, it's going to your front door. Yeah, so as you can tell with the apartments, you're going to walk a lot more to them, so you're going to find them. It's going to take you a little more time.
Thanks, brother.
You're welcome. Have a good one, bud.
You too.
Thank you. It's Ovi in the back. We're looking for U06. U06. Where's it at? Who's finding it first? Who's finding it first? Who's finding it first? U06. I found it! Did you find it before me? Don't lie either. If you didn't, you didn't. Oh, close the wrong door first. See? I'm not perfect. Neither are you. You couldn't find the box. 239, going upstairs. Get our photo ready. Okay, so we talked a little bit about kids cars parking, getting in and out of tight areas. Obviously paying attention to street signs and other vehicles is really important. But one thing that's very important as well is watch out for these parking structures, the awnings for these little parking sections. If you're backing up, you will hit them and you will split them. Or if you come in and you get too close, you will hit it and you will dent the van. So be very, very careful when reversing, making U-turns in apartment complexes, because those things tend to come out of nowhere. And just look how low these are when I open the door compared to the van. You see what I mean? The van is taller than these things, so it'll tear these things up. Picture. You always watch your steps, man. Takes one wrong twist of that ankle and you are out of commission. So most people don't like apartments because they take time. I like apartments because there's always people around. You know what I mean? I kind of feel safer than being, you know, out in the country with dogs and kind of sketchy scenarios. In the hood, nighttime, I've done it all. This has been one of my favorite routes because it's consistent work. You gotta be thinking all the time. Speaking of thinking, I think I'm gonna get back to you guys when I get to my next set of apartments that have a locker, so I can show you a little more of the locker delivery process and show you some tips and tricks you need to know about these lockers that you should take into consideration when working for Amazon. Alrighty guys, we are back and we are back to our next set of apartments. And here is another crucial tip to be looking out for when you come to these apartments. Sometimes the gate is going to be closed automatically, but if you look here, there's a blue button on the key right there. That key right there tells you that we have gate access and we're able to unlock this gate. So let's unlock the gate, and once we hit that button, it's going to unlock the gate and open it for us. And we don't even need to get out and put the gate code in right there. So whenever you get to apartments and you're unsure about if you have a gate code for it or not, look and check if your key on the app is blue. If it's blue, that means you have access to open the gate from inside of the van. So another little tip you guys can use while delivering to apartment routes. Now where we are right now, this is a senior living center. So a lot of senior citizens, they have a locker here, and I think this is a good time to show you how these lockers work. So some deliveries will be set up for the front doors, and the pins will be at the front door of the residences, so that'll help you find it faster. And then some are going to be at the locker, but there's something you have to be very careful for when you're delivering to these lockers. And back to what I was saying earlier about this being a gated community, because this is not a regular style apartments, we're not going to worry too much about knocking, especially once we deliver to this actual locker in here. The customers will automatically get notifications that the deliveries have been done to come get their packages. So what I need to do right now is I'm just going to start scanning, and that's going to tell me right off the bat which packages need to go into this locker. And it's all by sound. If it's going, it's going to make that sound. If it's not going, it's going to make that sound. So it's just a time saver, that way you don't have to sit here and look at addresses and look for numbers and all that. Just go through and scan. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get everything, throw it in a tote. If it's more than a few packages, I'll put all those in here. Including the OV. And I know this code by heart. That's our key to open this door. So a lot of these locker rooms will have their own key to get into these places. Alright, so with these lockers, like I said, some of them have a big spot like this and some don't. So these are considered small, medium, large, extra large, okay? So like I told you earlier, when you have more than one big package that's gonna go in there, scan them, put them in, that way they're set and it doesn't lock after one package is put in there. Keep it open, but get all your packages scanned, take your pictures and stuff in there, then get them scanned and set them up for extra large and just leave them in there. That way that door stays open and you get everything in there. So with these lockers, the pain in the butt can be is, let's say right now we have 8 different packages going in here. So probably 5 or 4 different orders, right? We have to make sure that they all say locker delivery and not front door. What Amazon does is sets up these locker deliveries with the front door delivery, and if we don't take them to the front door, we will hear something from the managers and possibly an infraction, which is kind of BS, but that's what we deal with. So these lockers versus Amazon's lockers are so much easier. We select Amazon, we bring the package up, let it scan. It's gonna bring up the customer. These can go in a small one. So I'm just gonna put these in here like this. And with these, you still have to take a picture. You select Amazon locker, take your picture, hit next package on the screen, and that door will lock. So then we grab our next package. 352 is going with 351, this big one right here. Select those to get ready to deliver. I'm gonna scan this one. We're going extra large. Now that I got this open, I'm gonna put these in there, take my picture. One's done. Now I'm gonna hit next package on there, but leave the door open, okay? Then I'm gonna go to my next OV and find the 2 packages that are going with that. So all 3 of these are going together. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna select it on the app, and then I'm gonna scan this one on the screen. It's gonna bring up the customer, extra large. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all the Steves. The Steves are on one side. Select your locker, take a picture of your locker. So that one we're done with. 141, that's gonna be a small package. It'll open up, there it is. Put that in there, take our picture, and we're off to the races. Next package. Yeah, so these are called the Luxor One lockers. A little more of a step to finish. Takes a little more time, but it lines it up for the residents, which kind of makes it cool. Yeah, so with the lockers, they can be a pain, especially if you have, 10 deliveries going into one locker and 5 of them say front door. So what's a pain and can really put you behind is if you have to scan everything there, sign it off, and then deliver all the packages that need to be delivered into the locker, and then run those to the front doors of the actual address. That's the kind of stuff that can put you behind in apartments. And with these lockers in particular, that happens quite a bit. Another thing to note is when big packages like this don't fit in the lockers, you are gonna have to take them to the front doors. So it's good to remember where some of the numbers are. This one's going upstairs. All right, so now we're looking for 346. Where's 346? You guys see 346? I found it. Man, you guys are slacking over there, man. What tends to happen is Amazon doesn't always update everything. I think this one makes no sense. We're at apartment 144, but the app is saying we're not at the apartment. It's saying front door receive. So now I have to tell it that I'm right here at the front door, because the app is telling me that the front door is over on the other side of the complex, which we know is not true because I'm staring at 144. Really, in apartments, it's really just about paying attention. Obviously, you want to find the front doors of places and stuff, but the big part is try to remember for the next time around. Next time you end up with the route, or you end up in that area, or if it becomes your regular, you want to take that stuff into consideration to help you remember it better. And again, you're going to find your own rhythm. You're going to find what works for you. Like I was saying earlier, there's some drivers that work by names, there's some that work by addresses. Everybody is different when it comes to this job, but it's what ultimately works for you. And if you're a driver out there, I'd love to hear from you. Do you experience some of the same stuff I'm dealing with? Do you have lockers on your route? Do you have the houses where they're literally walk up and they make up time for you? Because all that kind of stuff matters, right? It's the difference maker in just having a rough route, not very good designed route. But for the most part, if you get a route and you get comfortable with it and you start to catch on to, oh, I need to go here, I should park here, I know the entrance is over here and not on that side. Or I know the gate code for this side but not that side, right? So that's the kind of stuff you got to remember when going into some of these places. Just make it as easy as possible for yourself. And remember, at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong way. This job is very, very simple. You can overthink it and overcomplicate it, but don't do it. So as we were just talking about it, this community had 2 passcodes that were wrong just to get in. So I went to the 3rd one, and sure enough, 3rd time's a charm. Gotta love about these houses, they're so close together. You gotta love gated communities like this, just bam bam. So when you have apartments and it's taking up time, this is the kind of stuff that comes in clutch to help you catch up on time. All right, right here, perfect example. We have a multi-stop, the one behind me, this one, and up there. So, is there a right or wrong way to do it? Nope. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab all 3 packages and do them. I'm gonna do the OV first. So I'm technically doing 2, 1, and then 3. There's no right or wrong way, but because I had the OV in my hands, and that was the heaviest, let's get rid of that one first. 22. This is one of my favorite plants. It's so cool. It's called a black rose. Very little water needed. They are freaking awesome. So as you can see, there's no right or wrong way to do multi-stops. You can do them any which way. It really doesn't matter. If you have OVs in your hand, do those first. Straight to the dough. And the opposite side of it where it opens. Always take that into consideration. If you put the packages on this side, they can't open the door. Put them on the other side so they could open the door. I'm looking for 77, like I told you earlier. I like working by the last 2 numbers. I know it's the corner house after the road, so I'm parking right in front of it. The guy already knows we're coming to deliver. Yes, sir. I got one for you guys and one for the neighbors.
Always is.
Yeah, right? It's never you, right? Yeah, never you. Yeah. So let's talk about what's typically going to happen at the end of your apartment route, or vice versa. The beginning is where things will be easier, meaning the residentials come in play. It's usually before or after. And if you get used to your certain route and you have a bunch of apartments, you'll notice they're usually in the beginning or towards the end. So just something to take into consideration. So if you're having a rough day, just know it's gonna get easier. But also know that the DSP is not gonna be on you as far as time goes and pace, because they know it's gonna take longer, which is typically means you have less stops. Generally, it doesn't always work out that way, because Amazon will still load you up with the full load, and your DSP will probably send you, a couple rescues. And don't be discouraged by getting rescued. And honestly, getting rescued with a bunch of apartments on your route kind of goes hand in hand. Hide that right there. Hide that one. So they're kind of expecting you to move at a slower pace. Same thing when you have businesses and stuff. It's just really going to slow you down. Versus residentials where you're in and out of the van really quick. And this could be me, I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like there's always more kids in apartments. So I'd love to hear from you other drivers out there for different companies and stuff. What other tips would you give people? Even if you're a driver for Amazon, what other tips do you guys recommend people look out for when delivering to apartments? I was trying to think of all the ones I use on the daily, and I know there's still some I'm missing. So you guys definitely let me know in the comments. What kind of tips and helpful things would you recommend them doing when out on delivery? don't be afraid to throw them in the comments, man. Let me know. I always use tips you guys give me, like again the one I told you guys today about the last two numbers. I use that. I use a FedEx guy's tips to help me organize my OVs every day. I mean, I'm always looking. Till this day, I've been on Amazon for 2.5 years almost now, and I still am YouTubing different techniques and tricks and tips to make it easier for myself, right? Because I feel like it'll help you guys as well. And I try to utilize them as well, and you know, test if they're gonna work for me or not, because they don't all work. Some work for different people. They're not all gonna work for you all the time, but it's good to try different techniques and see which ones work. And let me know if you guys have to do anything different as far as your UPS and FedEx and DHL drivers, or is it pretty much all the same system? Do you have to do your multi-stops in a certain order? How does all that go for you guys? Yeah, so like I was saying, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Let me know your guys' tips, because again, that's what this is all about. This is a whole community for us drivers, the people who are sick in the mind and willing enough to be out and deliver all day and sweat yourself out. And because you have to be a little crazy to do this kind of work. I'm not gonna lie, especially during the summertime. Sheesh, you do have to be a little cuckoo to do this. I'm not gonna lie. It's not for everybody, and I totally understand that. But I will say, it is for me. So we got our last set of apartments right here. Hello guys, Amazon, have a good one. You're welcome. And see, these have a back entryway into these little apartments. So there's like two sides to them. They're a little weird, but yes, apartments, there's so many different kinds of apartments. There's some where you're gonna go into and they're gonna be multi-leveled, like an old motel layout type thing, you know what I mean? It's really hard to focus and try not to miss things while working, which is why I have a notepad there. I try to remember everything I want to talk about and cover. So you guys, please, by all means, let me know if there's anything I missed that you think we should consider. Just knowing you're going to be going to multiple apartments. Some of these apartments, they're going to have different addresses but be in the same complex, all under the same name. So just when you think you have something down, just double check it. Even if you know you're right, it only takes a second to double check. Look at that address and then look at that address on the building, right? This is not a hard job. Don't overcomplicate it. The things that can complicate this job is apartments and businesses, which can take time. But for the most part, if you go through the motions, you're staying on top of your stuff and you're not BSing, this job's gonna be a cakewalk for you. It doesn't matter which route you have. If you come in every day prepared, your boxes are marked, your packages are always set up, you're doing this every single day, you're gonna work faster without knowing it. You're gonna get packages out faster. The amount of time it takes for you to get stuff versus going to the back is gonna be a lot faster. Everything you're doing is gonna make you more of an efficient driver. So then when I'm done, I bring this bad boy back, put it in here. So I put that tote in there. I got one pickup that was going back from a UPS store today. These are all my totes that are going back, so when I get back, all I literally have to do is pull these out and stack them on a cart. I'll take my bungee cords with me, and nothing's better at the end of the day than an empty van. My friends, I'd love to hear you guys' feedback from this video. I wanted to focus more of this video on apartments. I know apartments do take time. They can make your route a hell of a day, so I wanted to bring up some different tips to help make your day easier, and I really do hope this helps. Let me know in the comments, did you learn something new in this video? What tips will you be using the next time going around through your apartment route? And again, if you're just joining the Amazon family, let me know in the comments. Welcome to the team, obviously, but let me know what questions you have. And as far as content goes, don't be afraid to give me some recommendations on videos and topics and ideas you guys want covered. The loadout one I want to do, but it's kind of hard working and doing that in the station. I don't want to get in trouble or, you know, none of that stuff, but I have no problem showing you the tips and tricks you need to know while out on delivery to make your day easier. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.